In the year 180 AD, the most powerful man in the world sat in a dark tent on the freezing edges of the Roman frontier. Outside, a plague was decimating his empire. His closest general had just betrayed him, and a brutal war was raging. Yet, when guards entered his tent, they didn't find a man panicking. They found a man completely, terrifyingly calm. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and he possessed a psychological cheat code that modern science is only now beginning to understand. Most of us treat chaos like a mistake, an error in the matrix. We think, if I can just fix this, if I can just control that, I'll finally be at peace. But psychologists have discovered a brutal truth. The harder you try to force calm onto a chaotic situation, the more your brain amplifies the panic. It's a psychological trap. So, how do you escape it when your life is actively catching fire? To understand how to survive a crisis, we first have to look at a fatal flaw in human biology. Between the moment a disaster happens, say you get a devastating email or your car engine blows up, and the moment you feel panic, there is a tiny, microscopic gap. It lasts less than half a second. In that half second, your brain does something highly dangerous. It creates a story. The fact is, the project failed. The story. Your brain appends to it is, my career is over, I am incompetent, everything is ruined. The ancient Stoics realized something radical 2,000 years before modern cognitive behavioral therapy. The facts cannot hurt you. Only the story can. Marcus Aurelius wrote a phrase that sounds almost impossible to practice. He said, "Remove the judgment and the hurt itself is removed." But how do you actually do that when your adrenaline is spiking and your chest feels tight? You have to change your mental volume. When a crisis hits, your brain automatically asks a defensive question. Why is this happening to me? This question is a retention killer for your sanity. It turns you into a victim of reality. The unshakable mind flips the lens entirely. It uses a concept the Romans called Amor Fati, not just tolerating the disaster, but actively choosing to use it. Instead of asking why it's happening to you, ask, what does this problem require of me? Does it require radical creativity? Does it require total patience? Does it require unyielding courage? Suddenly the perspective shifts. You are no longer a person experiencing a disaster. You are an engineer looking at raw materials. The obstacle isn't blocking the path. The obstacle is the path. So, here is your protocol for the next time everything goes wrong. First, trigger the circuit breaker. Force a 10-second pause before you speak or act. Second, aggressively strip away the narrative. Separate the raw, cold facts from the dramatic story your brain is trying to write. And third, ask the engineering question. What virtue does this moment demand? The world will never stop being chaotic. The market will crash, plans will shatter, and things will break. You cannot build a wall high enough to keep the storm out, but you don't need to, because the calm isn't found in a quiet world. It's found in a quiet mind. Build the Citadel. If this helped you find a bit of clarity today, hit the like button and subscribe to the Modern Stoa for more ancient tools for modern chaos.